Greetings, fellow Gothamites. Tiki here,
And BlueDragonFive.
and we're back to cover episode 18 of season 2 of Fox's retelling of the Dark Knight mythology, entitled Pinewood. So join us as we venture into Batman's birthplace.
And explore Gotham.
What's going on, BlueDragonFive? We had Into the Woods, and now we have Pinewood. It's like a lot of wood in these titles recently. A lot of wood.
Yep.
All right, BlueDragonFive. So last episode was kind of a big climax of the Riddler storyline, and here we kind of bit of a transitional episode. So you want to just dive right into it with just the juicy Bab stuff that you just can't wait to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, to be fair, the episode does begin with Jim literally pulling a gun on Babs.
Well, it's
So
the only way.
That's got to be a plus. That's got to be a plus, right?
Yep, I'll give you that one. So Jim smartly draws his gun following the cliffhanger of last episode where Barbara's at the door.
Which
Jim's-
literally made me just laugh out loud. Just like, oh, I can't take this shit seriously at all.
So Jim smartly draws his gun like any rational person would. Oh my god, worst character in the show. Gun drawn. And he interrogates Babs on what her intentions are, what's going on here. She claims that she's changed, and Jim thankfully has my line. Jim steals my line.
After the day I've had, I had no problem shooting you.
I have no problem shooting. No problem shooting you today.
Okay, so you were talking about a terrible Barbara line. I think this is like the worst Barbara line. This is horrible. She's like, I'm telling the truth. It's what I do now. Like, oh God. It's really as if someone else on staff writes Barbara specifically, and that person is just way less talented than anyone else. Seriously.
I don't think it's someone on staff. I just think they find kind of a random intern. Hey, is anyone not okay? So, is anyone a Batman fan here? Hands. Okay, is anyone not a Batman fan? Okay, male guy. Okay, intern. Okay, you in Mr. Intern. You write this scene. We don't like this character. Write the scene. We don't care.
I'm telling the truth. It's what I do now.
So that was the best. That was the best you come up with, huh? Yeah, I don't care. Let's put it in. Let's put it in. I get paid either way. Split it in. I don't know. It sounds harsh, but with lines like this, why try? So. Okay, point is, Barbara claims that when she woke up, this to me here, I'm surprised you're harping on that one. This line to me is horrible. She claims that when she woke up, she claims the other side of her is gone.
The person who did those things is not me.
Then again, I like Jim who's again smartly processing. She was released. Who in their right mind released her?
No, it's good setup for the Hugo Strange reveal for sure.
Yep. It took some work, but I'm sane now.
I'm better, Jim. Totally sane. God.
Yep. So let's see. So then Jim sees that she's. Again, whether it's rational or not, he sees that she's genuine. Again, she believes this, so she knows she's genuine. She's not, at least in the moment, she's not quite lying. She deludedly believes this. Mm-hmm. And again, on some level, Gordon's happy for that. Yeah, okay, well, at least she's keeping to herself. It's something, it seems. He asks her to leave, and then this one, you don't believe me, do you? Obviously, no, I don't believe you, but I'm just going to, part of me might believe you that you believe you're telling the truth. I don't really care. And then he has this fantastic line, just literally says that. It says, frankly, I don't care, and I have work to do. Which, thank you, Gordon. Thank you.
I mean, you've got to admit, Gordon straight up being a dick to Barbara in this moment is very satisfying.
Look, first of all, Gordon is beyond patient with this woman, constantly. Constantly he's beyond patient with her. So now he's due to kind of, give her lines like these. But at the same time, he's being very patient with her, saying, on some level, he's kind of happy for her that, okay, well, at least she's better. As long as she's out of my life, I guess she's better, so she's not committing crimes. It's something. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, frankly, I don't care. No one in this show cares about you anymore. Just go. She has work to do, and then she desperately glances at the Wayne file, and she spots the lady, which was the best part of this episode. The lady came back.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me you weren't happy about that. The
No,
lady!
I was. As soon as I saw her on the previously on, I got excited.
And hey, we called it. She's called the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. So, she's literally just called the lady.
The lady.
It wasn't just IMDb screwing up. She actually is called the lady. Okay, so she spots the lady and she offers her help. Jim wisely declines. And then this is the dumbest thing.
Yeah,
We keep taunting ourselves with like the dumbest Barbara line. It's really, we need a counter at this point. Like the dumbest line.
Just say my name, Jim. All I want you to do is say my name.
It's like, what if you took one of the best lines in all of television, one of the best lines in all of television, but you look through it through the darkest, most bizarro mirror ever. It's basically again. We have the best actor of all time on one side of this.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I love Cranston, Dan. I love Cranston. I wouldn't go best of all time.
Fine, one of the best actors of all time. Is that fair?
Yeah.
One of the best
TV actors. We haven't seen him do enough film work.
I meant TV with that. I mean,
then absolutely, he's one of the best TV actors of all time.
One of the best TV actors of all time. Saying, say my name. Other side of that, if someone, can I ask you a favor? Say my name.
Oh, God. It's really pathetic.
Oh, God. It's so...
I kind of hate that. You know what would have been great is if Gordon would have just said, see you later, Babs. If you would have just called her Babs.
Well, I think the best part would have been if he says, see you later, Chase Meridian.
Oh God!
See, that's the real plot Hugo Strange is going on. He's gonna re-scramble her brain. She's gonna think she's gonna be his new. When Peabody eventually gets killed by the Penguin, Babs next season is gonna fill the spot, but as Chase Meridian,
and she will be Chase Meridian.
Well, I need a new assistant. So she's back in Arkham. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make a new Peabody, but I can't call her Peabody. I'm gonna call her something with a zing to it, something with a flair to it. Maybe Indominus Rex. No, it's stupid.
He sees a commercial for Chase Bank on the TV. Chase. I like it.
I like Pokemon also. How about movie? Chase Meridian. Let's put her in some lingerie and put a lab coat on.
Oh, God. Oh, fucking A. I mean, I must admit, I don't know who is worse, Barbara or Chase Meridian. She is fucking awful.
I mean, look, at least Chase Meridian served the point.
Anyways.
Anyway, so yes, just do me a favor, say my name. Goodbye, Barbara.
And like I said, I kind of wish that he didn't give her the satisfaction.
Yeah. It's like, come on, Jim. But again, Jim, he's like too compassionate that guy sometimes.
All right, but hilarity though, Bullock runs into
this is hysterical though.
Runs into Barbara with a giant Obadiah stain pizza.
Yes, and beers. Yeah, these giant Obadiah stain pizza from New York style pizza, and like two. I think he has two bottle, two 6-packs or something. Yeah, whatever. He has two things of that. Anyway, so he says, Jim, Barbara saying, "Oh, hey, Bullock, Jim will catch you up." He's walking away, and Bullock, why is this woman at my apartment? Oh my God, did she kill Jim? What's just Jim will let you know. Oh my God, what has she done to him? And then we have the classic Bullock yelling at the top of his lungs, Jim. Almost as if it's the Flintstones. Jim!
So distracted that he smashes the pizza on the door.
Yeah, I was like, look, every time I watch that, it's like, no, Bullock, don't crumble the pizza. Harv, don't crumble the pizza, no.
But Harvey, it's dinner.
And we hear from Jim's side of that. Harv, it's dinner. Harv, you've ruined our dinner. It's all crumbled. It's still good, but it's no longer a pizza. Now it's just it's a bunch of fused together bagels now. Anyway,
Okay.
so back to our Bruce Wayne plot. So Bruce and then Lucius have been working all night on the computer. Alf has made sausage to Lucius's delight. You know, he's like, "Oh my God, is that sausage, Alfred? That's
And then
delightful."
Howard Hamlin comes in. Do you have any tea? No, I'm sorry, Howard.
It's
Oh.
not tea time yet. Come back later. Okay. Can I use the golf course? Yeah, sure.
God.
Hey Chuck, he said we can use the golf course. Get the blanket over. Well, I'll set up the space blanket tarp. You can,
Oh, no.
you can play golf under. What do you say? Okay, Howard. Also, I have some blackmail here for you. Okay.
All right. So this is something that does kind of bother me. Every
Wait, Lucius Fox can like sausage. Nothing wrong there.
No. Every password on Thomas Wayne's computer is fucking Bruce. Like, are you shitting me? That really bothers
Oh no,
me.
no.
That really bothers me.
It's not everything. It's just the calendar, Tiki.
But I'm saying, didn't we have another thing where the password was Bruce? I could have sworn we had another thing where the password
Remember,
was
it's
Bruce.
stuff that's supposed easily accessible stuff is Bruce. So I mean, it's nothing. It's supposed to be really uber keep people out. It's just like something that's destined.
It still bothers me though. It still bothers me.
I will give you that Bruce is a lazy password. I will give you that. Okay, but I'm saying that it's not used for everything. It's just used for the door and it's used for the calendar.
Fair enough.
So I'm saying though that you're right. Though it was a lazy password.
Okay, so they point out Pinewood Farms, and I love this. I love this idea. Lucius Alfred's like, oh, that sounds rather quaint, but Lucius points out, no, that's Wayne Enterprises has a bunch of names like that. Running Brook, Windy Ridge. It's a code name for covering up nasty business. So I love that idea that like the most pleasant names in Wayne Enterprises contain the most dark and messed up things.
Yeah. So again, while Lucius is thinking of food here on the side, it's mentioned the system is decrypting everything, but again, not the calendar, which leads to important lead for the episode. Karen Jennings, Thomas Wayne was scheduled to have a meeting with Karen Jennings at some point, and then there's the Pinewood Farms discovery, and you're right, and specifically, it's a Black Ops program. That's what the business is.
Right.
Let's see. So Alfred is worried about getting in too deep. So he's worried about drilling to the center of the earth. No. He's worried about getting in too deep and rushing into things without eating first.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry, I can't read my notes here. I think I wrote without eating. I don't know if that's actual or not. I'm sorry, folks.
Well, he does mention Bruce said he's done waiting and he goes out, and then I love this because I feel like this is kind of like a neat little like, ooh, this is going to be a big Alfred and Bruce dynamic in the future where Alfred's like, you're going to eat something on the way, right?
There you go. Yeah, there. Thank you. Making sense out of my notes. Yes, you're right.
I love that. That's obviously like a big kind of like, because every time we see Alfred, he's like, may I pick? I mean, not every time, but it's a classic kind of 90s Batman thing of like, oh, shall I call for drive-throughs?
Again, what they've been doing lately in Batman, and Scott Snyder did it recently in his last. Basically, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo did a finale issue because now they're done their run for a while. And it was so sad and so beautiful, so poignant. Again, everyone, I urge you to read the 5 years of Batman stories. Basically, the 5 stories they've done together, their run. Excellent stuff. Really poignant end. Anyway, so they've kind of done something that, Bruce Wayne doesn't have time for food, so he has blended concoctions and drinks, and he drinks those sort of things. It's like all sorts of like proteins and gunk.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's something that has been done in animation too, and Beware the Batman. It's what he does instead of food, because the only way Alfred can get Bruce Wayne to eat is if he blends all these protein compounds and everything. It's in like a little sippy cup, like not a sippy cup, but like a little sports bottle. He's so ridiculous, but fun. I mean, makes sense. You're Batman. You don't have time to sit down for the potato soup from Batman Returns. You don't have time to eat all that.
Sure.
It's supposed to be cold.
Okay, so Gordon's explaining the lady to Bullock.
Yeah, so
that
yeah, the
situation.
lady lead went. And then here's the explanation that we get some fill in some blanks. What happened to the lady? We're all wondering, where's the lady? What's going on? Was she out of business? So we find out she went out of business after she tried to kill Gordon, and basically Gordon killed her A team. So apparently those guys were her A squad, not the whole kid and caboodle. Because remember, she does like call guys like Natchez Mullen. She has a bunch of people on the side, but those are the main
Sure,
of her
sure.
heavy hitters that were available to her. So led to her getting a really bad reputation going out of business. So, but Gordon does have a list of her associates at the ready, those other assassins that he did not kill,
Hmm.
and which means they're professional hitmen, as Bullock warns him. He says, "Well, come on, Jim, why don't you use your use the GCPD resources?" And Gordon points out, "Well, look, if I do that, I'm going to have Barnes scrutiny on me, so I got to go it solo. I still got to kind of lone gun it here. I got to go again, undercover Gordon, yeah."
Oh, you what? Awesome undercover Gordon. Just wait a minute, man.
This
Just wait a
sequence
minute.
again was pure Jim Gordon fan service. Again, I love him undercover with the hat on. I don't think he had a hat on during this scene, but it's still him with the jacket and everything.
Mhm.
Anyway,
So
but
Bullock kind of mentions like he's having to train Alvarez, and training Alvarez is like trying to teach him a halibut how to put on socks. Classic line. Classic Bullock line.
I love that Alfred is just kind of the punchline of the
He is.
GCPD.
Yes.
He drinks, he cheats on his wife. He just that Alvarez.
Oh, God. So before Jim goes out, Bullock recommends he grabs a few items from the whammy
I
drawer.
love the whammy drawer so much. You know how much I love my gadgets. I love my weaponry. I love my tools. I love the whammy drawer. So we see tons of confiscated and illegal weapons Bullock has kind of picked up. Because, again, one of the ideas that I think they're kind of maybe hinting at this, that Gotham is such a crime-ridden place that, if you look in the alleys, you look in the trash cans, you look in the sewers, you're going to find tons of bitched weapons. And that's probably where he's finding them, if not just confiscate them from criminals.
Right.
And, it's just figured, well, I'm going to use them for my own benefit. And anyway, so we see there's tons of really cool stuff. Bullock questions questions what's going on with Ark. I mean, first Penguin, now Babs, are there no locks on the doors anymore? We see Gordon going for the nunchucks, the brass knuckles,
Yeah.
and he's told to be careful. And then Bullock has this awesome line that really has this great sequence that does lead to a good cold open ending. Again, good cold open ending, particularly.
I will agree with that. It's not necessarily a great cold open, but the ending, like the transitional cut to the logo, is great.
Yes, I just love this little sequence. This is the Jim Gordon fan service kind of, again, him as year one Bruce Wayne, which, again, for the folks that did not see the other episode, is very ironic because he voiced Batman and Bruce Wayne in Batman Year One, the animated film. Ben McKenzie.
Right.
So we have it's going to be a bad day for the hitmen of Gotham. And then we have basically, and this is hilarious. We had two shows that have done this, by the way. We had the Hispanic version of this in Better Call Saul, and now we've had a rock and roll version of My Way.
Right.
The Frank Sinatra song, I had it my way. Found that with Kim Wexler, now we have it with Jim Gordon. So we have the rock and roll version of that. We see basically kind of Bruce Wayne style. Again, it's kind of, it was pointed out on Primetime Crisis, by the way. He's kind of now, he's just kind of Batman right now.
Basically, where's the lady?
It was pretty awesome to see him fighting and interrogating people, and it was my favorite moment, though. Again, this is the most fan service Jim Gordon moment I've ever seen. Just him pulling out the baton and hitting the guy. I thought it was just so awesome. Just when he pulls out the baton, you're going to arm Gordon. I've never seen Gordon armed with a baton like that. He's like the little collapsible baton. Just, oh my god, that's so awesome. And then we have him interrogating the guy by dunking his head in the toilet. It's just pretty funny. We have the hallway battle, kind of a little homage to Daredevil, perhaps.
Maybe.
By no means as effective, but little hallway battle. Or he's with the brass knuckles, he's beating this guy's senses. I like how they played the brass knuckles. You get hit with that thing, you're going to be really dazed for a moment. He gets an address from the lady. She's at the Artemis, and then we have this hysterical moment. Again, the Jim Gordon smile is very rare, but when you get a moment like this, it's just so worth it. This is the perfect way to end for a cold open, though. Like, if you are going to have, like, it cuts to this logo, it's going to be this, thank you. Just Gordon's been going all over the place and chasing people up. And again, the running gag in this show is Gordon just constantly loves to punch people in the face. Seriously, it's the running gag. That's Gordon's interrogation, is punch people in the face. Punch Gallivan right in the face. Thank you. Smile. Punch. Gotham.
It cuts to the logo. I love how the music's still playing as it cuts to the logo. We don't get the traditional do do do.
I had it my way.
Okay.
So we see the reanimation test on patient 44 going on with the freeze serum.
Just some Hugo Strange soliloquy going on. The moment has arrived, Miss Peabody. We're going to free humanity from the shackles of mortality. Seriously, how fucking awesome is Hugo Strange's lines?
Someone's, it's pointed out, Peabody tells Strange that someone's looking into Karen Jennings, the first experiment.
Oh, that was one small stroke on a canvas of possibilities.
Mentioned that she maimed and killed orderlies. You know, Miss Peabody, creation is always so violent. Creation is also violent. Let's see.
It's like, oh, Karen, do you know what I turned you into? And then we see a claw on the X-ray. A claw arm.
Yep. Meanwhile, Bruce and Alfred arrive at a cabin. Bruce picks the lock as Alfred gripes about it. Says, "Oh, well, where'd you learn how to pick that lock?" Usually, he does not want to be there. He knows it's dangerous. Come on, can we go home? And Alfred, the gun is drawn. They enter the room, and Alfred is instantly wounded by Karen, waiting in the wings there. Slice, drops the gun.
I love how Alfred's like, she's got some sort of weird hunting knife.
Yep, and meanwhile, this is kind of a neat bit. Again, I'm always a little wary of Bruce Wayne with a gun, but Bruce Wayne pulling the gun since he's never really held a gun.
Batman versus Superman.
Okay, first of all, that was a kryptonite launcher. Okay, that was a riot gun, which is not technically the same thing.
All right, fair enough. Anyways.
My point is, we have Bruce Bruce holding the gun since he's really held one with Matches Melania, but I like Bruce is still not really crazy about using a gun, and he instantly puts it down. It's a good moment for Bruce Wayne. He does not want to handle things the violent way. Mm-hmm. I'll have his butler kill people, which is still kind of weird, but we're working through it. Yeah. It's not as bad as in Batman v Superman with the killing, but we're.
I love the nostalgia critics take on the Batman thing, where he's just like constantly killing people throughout the whole thing. Anyways.
Anyway, oh, by the way, I want to bring something because you brought up nostalgia critique, and we'll also bring up some word from our sponsors. But clear for the lawyers out there, not sponsors. It's such a shame that he destroyed the Keaton cowl, by the way. To make that mask, it seems like such a waste. And that's a collectible cowl, by the way. He destroyed the Michael Keaton cowl to make that the Ben Affleck cowl.
But yeah, as you were saying, a word from our sponsors.
Sponsors.
Movie Machine Podcast. Our friends. A word from our friends.
Yes.
At the very least. So, folks, check out the Movie Machine Podcast over at hotchocolatemedia.net. It's got Jacob Gulliver. It's got Alex Jeffries' rotating panel of guests.
They all sit on a turntable and it slowly turns around during the performance.
Just hypothetical pitches of weird, random, and insane movies. A lot of fun. hotchocolatemedia.net. Anyways.
Let's see. So then Bruce has a chat with before that, they have a chat. It's revealed that, Alfred then pulls the gun and says, "Oh my God, this kid's out of his mind." Grabs the gun, holds it on Karen in the shadows there, tells you, drop the knife. It's not a knife. Drop the... kind of borrowing... Yeah, they're right. He's kind of borrowing a bit from the X-Men. But, it's other people have weird hand deformities. It's revealed that it's her hand. It's her hand!
Oh my God!
The giant kind of claw-like kind of eagle crustacean hand. It's not a hunting knife, but it is her hand, and obviously she cannot lose her hand. So they have a little chat. So it's revealed that she knows Thomas Wayne. They know Thomas Wayne had a meeting scheduled for the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the calendar, and she questions where you followed. No, then you can leave, and implying she would have killed them if it were otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Implying. So, Bruce has questions about Pinewood Farms, not Pine View. That's another facility. That's Arkham's competition.
Oh God! It is Arkham's competition.
See, so
I think Edwards is a much, much, much better fucking psychologist than Hugo Strange. I love Hugo Strange, but But Edwards, man, seriously, he's winning me over with his psychology.
I don't know, but it's funny. We know Julian becomes Calendar Man, and
Oh God,
Bates Motel, though. We know that.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm not completely wrong on that. Julian Day was the Calendar Man. Julian, we don't know his last name, Julian.
Fair enough. Anyways.
I don't know. We'll see.
We haven't talked about Bates Motel in a few weeks, but the more I see of Edwards, the more he's just winning me over as like an awesome fucking psychologist. Anyways.
Anyway, so Edwards aside. So there's questioning about Pinewood Farms, what's going on. He warns, she warns Bruce that these people are dangerous, and then Bruce Wayne has a cool line. I think Bruce Wayne in this episode has a lot of great Batman lines out of context.
He does, absolutely.
I think they work at their best out of context, though, especially towards the end. They get a lot of towards the end, the lines get worse in context, but fantastic out of context, though.
I actually think the lines he has towards the end, specifically basically the last line he has of the episode, is fucking awesome.
Well, that's the thing. Again, I'm saying fantastic line, but in context, not really that.
That'll be a good debate. That'll be a good debate when we get to that. Because I thought it was handled really well.
We do have a great line here, though, where he says, I'm not afraid to die if it's doing the right thing. This, of course, I will only tell you why I love this line. Even in context, it works, but out of context, it's a beautiful Batman line, because what I love most about Batman's character, he always does the right thing no matter what. Just vocalizing that, the young Bruce Wayne at this age, it brings a sentimental tear to the eye, I'm not afraid to die if it's doing the right thing. That is a great line, Good for Bruce Wayne. I just want to mention that. I was gushing all over it. Oh, it's so nice. Let's see. So then she kind of undercuts the happiness of that moment with, so how'd that work out for your dad? A little cruel, I'll admit.
Just a bit.
How'd it work out for your dad? And then she urges them to leave. She begs them to leave. Bruce says, I don't care. Whatever he was investigating, whatever my father was investigating, got my parents killed. And you're the first lead. Please tell me. You're being very genuine. I like Bruce Wayne's characterization in this episode is very excellent. Don't get me wrong. Bruce Wayne is great in this episode.
Okay.
So then we're at the Artemis. So we have yet another location in Gotham. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's not as cool as the what was it, the Merc? Yeah, the Merc.
The Merc. Yeah.
We had the Merc, and we had the Merc in the ladies' bars. I mean, this is the next best thing. Artemis is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So Jim's meeting has a little meet with the bouncer. By the way, we have another eclectic name for the bouncer, kind of like the lady. And I kind of hope this bouncer comes back because I liked her.
Okay.
We didn't do anything with her. I'm just saying she was kind of cool. You know what her name is?
What?
White Gloves.
White gloves. Oh no.
And she does wear white gloves. So I gotta tell you though, again, if you give the lady kind of more chummy pals like this, I love that. We have the lady and her muscle of the group. White gloves. I know. I could come around on white gloves because we just love the lady so much. Anyway, so Jim has a little run-in with the bouncer with white gloves. It tells him it's members only. Then Barbara enters.
Oh boy.
For the save. So this is where Barbara's starting to kind of raise an eyebrow. Wait a minute, what's going on with this Barbara? No. She's a little shaky. Someone dart her in the neck if she moves left. So Jim's not happy as he's voicing the opinion of the audience. Oh no, Barbara's here. It's like emotional Jaws. It's like, oh no, now we're just going to go to hell. We're going to drown. We're going to drown in disappointment when Barbara shows up. So Jim's not happy, and Babs says that she's been respecting his space, but she needed to inform him that it's a women's only criminal club.
As if he wasn't eventually going to figure that out for himself.
Well, the women thing he didn't quite know, because there are male staff, but
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying, you would think that eventually that would probably come up in his conversation with White Gloves.
Yeah, it probably would. He probably was going to be thrown out of the club, probably.
Right.
Let's see. So Jim summarizes Barbara's plan. Let me guess. And this is a good moment. I like Jim being very catty to Barbara, though. I do like that. Just Jim summarizing how you deluded little worst part of the show. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Summarizes Barbara's plan. Let me guess. Your plan is to interrogate the lady, and for me to trust you, and for her to get her to trust you. I'm sorry. Allow you to interrogate the lady, and all this based on me trusting you, right? Mm-hmm. So Jim's plan is much more entertaining, but it's to stick a gun in the lady's face until she begs me not to pull the trigger, until she tells me what I want to know, which again, out of context, really good line. I do like this line from Barbara, though. A Gordon special. I just like the line itself, less that it's coming from her. Ah, yes, a Gordon special. Again, Gordon special usually is punching people square in the face to get answers.
Uh-huh.
But remember, you're on this line. I hate it though. You're not a cop anymore. Why is that? Yeah, not because it's a bad line, just because it's coming from Barbara mainly.
Of course.
So let's see. So,
if you go in there guns blazing, the lady will disappear.
which is not good.
And then I actually, you know what? Fucking A, BlueDragonFive. I actually really like this moment with Barbara. I hate to say it. I really hate to say
Look, I don't want to make it feel bad. This is where she kind of starts making a turn on the episode. It makes it so angry when it jerks us around in the episode. You know, it's like, I'm starting to come around on her. But it's Barbara.
Because so Gordon asks like why she's doing this, and she gives like the best, most level-headed, most like sentimental response. She was like, you know, I was there when you first got the Wayne case. I know what it means to you, and if you can solve it, you can close the door on the past, and maybe it'll stay shut. And that, god damn it, God, it's frustrating. You're right, it's absolutely frustrating because I'm just like, I just want to hate her, and I just want to have fun hating her. But I can't with lines like that. Like, that is a genuinely nice sentiment.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't know what to read. I mean, now it looks like she has changed, and it's like, see, yeah, it seems like, again, it's going for exactly what you wanted, where you wanted to be rehabilitated, made into a better character. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of feeding that direction. And
I was like, son of a bitch.
We know she's too far down the rat hole to be made a likable character. Again, it's going to be the worst thing ever if Leslie leaves Gordon for Alfred, and it's like, oh, Barb has been rehabilitated. Now they're going to end up together and have a little baby Barbara.
I'm not necessarily against the idea of Tompkins ending up with Alfred, but yeah, I don't want a little baby Barbara.
What I'm saying, Gordon's either with Tompkins or is alone. Those are the options.
I agree.
Anyway, let's see. So Barbara greets the lady, and I like the logic of this is okay because again, you know, the lady knows she was doing this for Barbara Keene. Mm-hmm. You know, that Tabitha contacted the lady to kill Jim Gordon on behalf of Barbara Keene, and that was just like in passing, but also she probably recognized her from the Maniacs scene. You know, oh yeah, remember the lady Maniac? The Maniacs. So
we went nowhere. Our plot line didn't go anywhere. Right.
Everyone but Amygdala got killed. I'm worried for him.
And I think Amygdala's actually in some trouble.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm really worried for Amygdala because I like him. Don't kill poor Amygdala. Please don't kill Elzinger. Come on. So let's see. So Barbara greets the lady, and she recognizes her, and she's welcome. You can buy a girl a drink. And say, okay, it's not the worst thing ever with Barbara. Again, they're sort of easing me into a false sense of security right now. Meanwhile, it's like, you know, come on. Drop your guard a little bit.
Oh, God. It's like predatory almost.
It's like, hey, remember that moment with the baton? Yeah, let it go. Everything's doing great. It's like, yeah, it's a good Gordon. Yeah. Anyway, so Karen, apparently Karen's lived in this cabin for 10 years since the Pinewood bioengineering program.
Mm-hmm.
We get some backstory. I'll take us through some backstory. What's going on?
Yeah, sure. Well, she was at Blackgate. She was born with a crippled arm, and father liked two things: booze and beating the deformed daughter. So one night she fought back against the father in kind of in a Bates Motel style fashion. She pushed him down the stairs and went to Blackgate for murder. So Bruce is like, but it's self-defense. Yeah,
because of a sheriff's deputy.
And also, people just don't trust things that are different.
It's just the Bates Motel reference for the folks out there. It's not actually because of an annoying sheriff's deputy.
Oh, God. So let's see. So men show up one day at Blackgate, say they're going to fix her arm. And then
I can promise you two things. One, I'm going to kill your movie franchise for about 9 years. Second, I'm going to give you metal bones. I'm going to give you claws of some sort, but we're working on a budget, so it's not going to be unbreakable metal. No, it wasn't Danny Houston, but it was just two random men that went by and says, "Hey, look, we'll get you out of prison. We'll fix your bum arm. What do you say?" Okay.
Turns out, turns her into the monster everyone thought she was. So
Which
I
is,
think
yeah,
that's a
not
good
really,
backstory.
not really monstrous though. Just has a monster arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, my one problem with this storyline, I think it's nice. I think it adds a good sort of dimension to Bruce. I just think it's a little too similar to the Firefly thing. I mean, I granted, it's not the exact same scenario, but it's still kind of like, like the sympathetic female character with a deformity who is kind of like towing the line with being a villain. No, I think this character is not necessarily towing the line, but you know what I mean. I don't know.
I gotta tell you though, I wish she was more monstrous. Because it's don't get me wrong. I mean,
I think the reason she's not is just for budgetary purposes. I'm
yeah,
guessing.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, like kind of cover up a little bit or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just like on one hand, don't get me wrong, it's destructive. We saw it, take a gash out of Alfred. We saw that, but it's.
That was honestly, I thought that was running through my head as well when I was watching it. It's like, gee, they seem to be kind of overreacting to this a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like again, for a moment you're thinking, oh my god, are they going the Mandat direction? That'll be amazing. But,
okay, so Thomas Wayne shut the program down and paid to put everyone into hiding. Most people didn't survive the experiments. So Bruce kind of puts it together. Whoever was running Pinewood must have killed his parents.
Well, someone's starting it back up. That's the main thing to take away. And that person is responsible.
Mm-hmm. And so none of them use their names, but she can ID the face.
Yeah, she can ID the head honcho.
Mm-hmm.
So Bruce wants to go to Pinewood Farms, and the promise is that she'll be safe. That's his main promise of the episode. That's important, folks. Remember,
Oh boy.
Let's see. So, meanwhile, Babs and the lady are having a ball. They're reflecting on the wedding. I do kind of like this, though. Again, I remember I hate that episode they're referencing, but I do kind of like the idea of Barbara's kind of reflecting on the past crimes, with the lazy. Oh, yes, but that wedding dress looked great, though.
right, exactly.
Yeah, it tells her that then I emphasize that moment because following that is like when I'm starting like, yeah, I feel that lulled into the false sense of security. I've been given the sedated drink, but now it's like there's a chill running up my spine.
God,
I'm feeling like a spider, like a burning spider sense right now. It's like, it burns. There's something wrong here. I have to get up, but my legs don't work.
The lady asks how she got out of Arkham, and she's like, oh, it was a lot of, oh, my God, I can't believe I killed all those people.
Jim, shoot her now. Shoot her from the back. Just shoot her now. Sorry. Anyway, so she wants I like this.
Also, I'd like to think that we kind of addressed this last episode, but I'd like to think that Hugo Strange is smarter than that.
Yeah, but again, that's the annoying thing that says we keep teetering back and forth between
right.
whether we like, and it's intentional. I get that, but you know what? It's like don't just pick a side on this. This character's a lost cause. Pick a side, all right? Look, if there are any other ones, I
what
give you some.
What season is Arrow in right now?
Season
4?
Season 2 long. That's what it is. It's season 4, yes.
Oh, God. So in season 4, Barbara will finally be killed off after season upon season of complaining about her.
One thing, I want Felicity to die so bad right now in Arrow.
Oh, that was Felicity. I thought it was Laurel, and now everyone's on. Okay, I don't even watch the show. I don't know who any of these people are, but
I'm just saying that Felicity. Let's just say a character has died on Arrow recently, and let's just say the aftermath.
It's a character that I've heard nothing but bad things about.
Yes, and there's the thing. That character is now, she's much better in death, actually. But the other one, the one that everyone breathed a sigh. My grandmother calls me on the phone after the potential this character might die because she loves the show. She's like, "Oh no, if she kill off this character, if they kill off Felicity, I'm not watching the show." And then they make her the worst, most repellent character ever, making stupid decisions.
All right, we're going down a rabbit hole here. So.
Right. Anyway, point is, Felicity must die. Other than that, let's get back to the episode. So, Barbara, point is, I keep teetering us back and forth on Barbara here. So now it's like, the whole faking it act, which is really insulting. It's like, yeah, and you're wondering, oh my god, is she faking? But then she keeps going with the plot here, where she says, again, good cover story, I will admit. She says she wants to go in the assassination business, but with the lady, she wants to go into business with the lady who now doesn't have a business, and Barbara has cash. Apparently, how does she have cash? I have no idea.
Her
But
parents are rich.
well, yeah, but now they're dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't think they give money to the killer of the parents unless, again, it was kind of a Vandal kind of murder scheme.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just in the will. Like, they wrote the will to give all the money to Barbara, and
But
now
doesn't
she's
that get null and void
rehabilitated.
if you kill him?
I know. I don't, dude. We need to call Saul. We need to call Saul.
She literally stabbed him to death. I think that makes it null and void.
All right.
Anyway, so she wants to go to the assassination business. She brings cash, fabulousness. I'll admit, I did personally want to stab her a little bit during that line. It's fabulous. I love the eye roll in the lady. That she rolls her eyes like, oh, thank God, lady. God bless you, lady. Anyway, so then also the Barbara's big contribution is that she can restore the lady's reputation. So meanwhile, this bit, I love this bit so much. It's so small, it's so minor, but I really loved it. I love Jim, kind of his clever way of getting in there. At the same time, it is kind of pleasant. It's very pleasantry-esque. He helps one of the the kitchen staff or the trash guy, kind of who's like some guy's taking the trash out. He says, "Let me get that for you." He opens the door for him. He says, "Oh, thanks." It's like such a nice moment.
I hear you. It's like,
one, it's really nice. Secondly, it's
like
also
it's like doing a good deed and getting your goal achieved at the same time.
Exactly. It's a pleasantry mixed with a clever detective move. I love that. So again, I feel like I'm burning alive on this Barbara stuff. Like, oh, kill me now. On the same time, we get these pleasant, awesome Jim Gordon moments. That's why this episode kills me on many ways.
Oh man.
Let's see. So Jim gets entry into the place, but White Gloves is right behind him. Thankfully, Gordon has the gun drawn this time. You're stubborn, aren't you? But again, I'm liking White Gloves. I don't know why. I'm just liking White Gloves. I just want more White Gloves. She seems to be kind of fun. Anyway, so the lady, again, I like it. White Gloves is like ahead of the curve here, saying, "Oh, the lady's expecting you."
Yeah. And then Barbara just pops out of the fucking shadows like a horror movie villain. Like, "Hey, Jim, guess what? You were right."
The moment that happened, I can't. For younger viewers,
I thought it was funny. I thought it was ironically funny.
No, for younger viewers who may, for some ungodly reason, be listening to this, you don't know what was running through my mind when that moment happened, because there'd be many explicitives that even Deadpool blushed. But just Barb, dang it, Barbara. It's our old catchphrase come back. Dang it, Barbara.
Dang it, Barbara. This is all your fault, Jafar.
Just guess what? You were right. I just wanted to punch her in the. She's holding a knife on my beloved character here. It's like, you were right. Anyway, sorry, I could rant on.
I know you could. I know you could.
Nasty little. This is the quote Freaks are. I'm so angry with you. So we then see Jim tied to a chair again, same framing as the wedding episode, which is not a good omen.
No.
Barbara with a cow prod, which is making me more and more peeved. Now she has all the power, darn it. But then we get a reveal that the plot, it was Barbara's plan all along to bring Jim to the lady to gain her trust.
Which I honestly think was a decent reveal. Like, honestly, I think it's a clever reveal specifically because it kind of subverts our expectations of Barbara a little bit.
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing. It's kind of plays for a moment. Then when I picked up on exactly what she was doing the moment she said, "Oh yes, Jim had concocted this plan," or basically when she just, when she plays into it, when we get the reveal that she's baiting the lady to reveal the information, And the minute she just asked a question to the lady, I knew what was going on. Okay, I see what she's doing now. So again, I'm still conflicted of like, yeah, but it was like a really, it keeps going flipping back and forth. She couldn't have told Jim about this beforehand. What's going on?
Right.
Again, it's kind of a pointless reveal. It's like, I know we hate, we keep going back and forth on Barbara. It's a pointless jump scare.
Pretty much.
Anyway, so it's just she's basically gaining the trust of the lady to get some answers. She says, we get the reveal from the lady that, oh yes, we did the contract for the Wayne killing over the phone. We did the information from no first name, so I got a nickname though. And then Barbara's just I think she's overplaying her. I'm a little embarrassed for the lady for not picking up on the fact that she's obviously she's obviously in league with this man, lady. This is why you're out of business. You're not thinking about these things. But so then, Barbara says,
just tell him.
So I'm thinking, come on, Barbara, she's way too cartoony. Is no one not picking up on this?
Oh, God.
It's like, did Schumacher direct the scene?
Feels like it.
Anyway, so then we get the philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
The philosopher, let's just say, is very similar. With that, we can't give away the specifics on this. Let's just say is very similar to something that was in Daredevil season 2.
Oh God. I still haven't gotten through Daredevil season 2 yet.
Well, what episode are you on?
I'm still on. I'm very, very like everything I've heard about Daredevil season 2. I'm very afraid to get into the Elektra stuff, so I still haven't gotten to episode 5.
You're that what?
Yeah.
But okay, all I'm going to tell you to hype you up is that, like all the other Netflix Marvel stuff, and as our shows kind of have a pattern of having a really good standout episode number.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 8.
Okay.
Episode 8.
Look, it's just I've heard very mixed things about Daredevil season 2, and I was so hyped up after the first 4 episodes that I kind of just took a break from it.
Look, so. I think you're gonna love. At the very least, I will see again. I don't want to get too far in the tangent. I'm just gonna say, season 2. Season 2 is great. Don't get me wrong. In my opinion, it doesn't beat 1, but season 2 is great. You're gonna love, even if you're not in love with Elektra all the way through. Like I like Elektra all the way through. Just if you're not in love with her all the way through, let's just say I know you're gonna definitely like the beginning.
Okay. Anyway,
so back to this. So then we get the double cross. Oh, Barbara reveal holding the caliper rod tases the lady and poor White Gloves, and then they're. I told you I had a plan. I just wanted to beat her on the back of the head. Does someone give me open the whammy drawer? Give me a blackjack.
Wow.
Right on the back of the. Anyway. So, let's see. So the trio, our Wayne trio, Bruce Wayne, you got Alfred, you got Karen. They arrive at Pinewood.
Mm-hmm.
They're followed by some of Strange's men.
Oh yeah.
So you see the facility is abandoned. We got to bear in mind it's been 10 years. So you see, definitely some bad memories are sticking with Karen. Bruce confronts the fact that she's hiding something. They're pursued by Strange's men. She kills one to Bruce's horror, but again, he's just kind of moving past it in the moment.
I like that. I like that. He kind of takes a minute of pause on it, and then just sort of no, come on, let's go.
Yeah, but then then Alfred drops 2 more bodies. Now it's kind of dawning on me. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Alfred shooting at him is one thing. Again, it's the idea.
No, but he connects. Those shots connect.
And look, the idea in the comics with. I always kind of figured Alfred with the shotgun, that's fine on 2 levels, because one, I guess, in the moment, he knows that Alfred will try to wound if he can, but again, he knows there's no control in Alfred, he will kill someone if it's to protect Bruce.
Sure.
No issue whatsoever. And he knows there's nothing he can do to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Bruce makes him make sure he's at his best all the time, so he never has to put the person he cares about most in this world in that position.
All right, so the 3 of them kind of go out the building, and the police show up, and they're raising their hands, and the police kind of react to Karen's claw.
Yeah, they randomly show up now to this abandoned facility. Just I guess we for Gotham's theme song is practically gunshots and screams, and now all out on the outskirts of town we just hear gunshots going off. So let's investigate.
Pretty much.
And there's the hand reveal. Oh my God, it's a deformed hand.
Oh, oh
Um,
no, I need legal representation. Whatever shall I do?
so now you get it right. Where was it during the last episode of Saul? Anyway,
Fight
so,
me. Anyways, I'm sorry. That was mean. That was mean.
so Jim's peeved by the lack of discussion and the sense of deja vu over. It felt a lot like the worst episode of this season. Can't help but notice that me strapped to a chair, and you couldn't have told me about the plan beforehand.
Right, right.
And what if I had not been out? What if I had been outside? Now I do kind of a part of me, again, as much as I hate to say it, part of me does kind of like this idea of her saying, "Well, come on, you would have waited outside."
Yeah, but at the same time, I think he raises a good point.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, Barbara would have been killed, and
That is not a worst case scenario at all.
I mean, look, eventually he would have gone after who the philosopher was anyway, so, might as well just, not. In the end, he probably would have come to the same conclusion, but it took longer. Anyway, so let's see. So Jim, let's see. So
we should. Oh God, this annoyed me. Barbara's like, "Oh, we make a pretty good team." I'm like, "No, don't you dare suggest that, Barbara. Don't you dare."
You want to hear the most perverse, most bitter thing I've ever had to say?
Sure.
Well, we have Ben McKenzie, who again, the guy in these last two episodes he's very much like Batman because he is, he's voiced Batman in Batman Year One, and again, he's kind of vigilanteing it, kind of like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, Barbara in the past, especially in the Maniacs episodes, again, when she was good, at least, again, back when she still had potential, she was kind of a Harley Quinn of sorts.
In a way, yeah.
In a way, and it's a bit bitter, so I'm going to say it. Just say it. There is an episode of Batman the Animated Series. Great episode. Fantastic episode. Again, with Batman, Kevin Conroy Batman, and Harley Quinn, where they team up. And that's a fun team up. Now, I'm not saying they are going for this because, heck no, that would never fly. But I'm just saying, under these circumstances, if a Ben McKenzie-esque, of a Batman-esque Jim Gordon in this episode, and the idea of someone who's in the past has been kind of Harley Quinn-esque on stage with Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of something that jumped to my mind for a moment when she had that line. Again, the moment I had that thought, I was trying to scrub it from my brain.
No, dirty, no, get out.
Wanted to point that out. Anyway, so again, the make a good team line is bad, but just put it in some context, glean any little bit of positive thing before it then incinerates in your brain. So, this doesn't change anything.
As it shouldn't.
Yeah, Gordon's line, which I can definitely agree with. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Barbara still, no. So, well, I did it for you. Oh my God! Then I love this again. Ben McKenzie does have a really good. I love the way Ben McKenzie plays this scene. I think he's really good in this scene, though. Mm-hmm. Just him, kind of like he's like cutting through the BS. Forget all the whole "you're obsessed with me" stuff. I mean, he's walking right towards him. By the way, because he's in shot right now, I just want to say, I love the. I love what the battle damaged Gordon. I love the kind of the mark on his nose. I love kind of that cut on his nose. It looks really good.
Right.
It's a little thing, and now it's kind of there, really prominent in this episode. I don't know why it wouldn't be prominent in the last episode, but I guess it's there. Just a little mark on the nose. Anyway, so Jim questions you, why do you care what I think? Again, good line, just kind of confronting her with it. Look, why do you care what I think? Then she says, we're in that mixed territory where, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but at the same time, it's Barbara. Well, you were the first thing I saw. The first thing I saw when I woke up was you holding on to me and looking at me like I wasn't a monster, holding on. I was holding on to that, so I'd make it. That's how I made it.
I agree. It's very mixed. It's kind of like, God damn it. It's like I can see her logic there, but I don't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's like, that is kind of somewhat of a progression on Barbara. That's the thing. We do have somewhat of a progression on Barbara, as much as we kind of are not crazy about saying that. We do have a progression on Barbara.
Right.
And look, again, it's not that we don't want a progression on Barbara. It's just it's too late to make her likable. It is.
And also, there's other stuff in the episode that pisses us off about Barbara. So it's a very
mixed bag. Again, we want her to be fixed. Again, it's just they missed their opportunity. Hugo Strange didn't do anything to her. That's the main problem. If Hugo Strange did something to her, we could be certain that okay, maybe he's done something.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
there's a
I
chance.
agree that Hugo Strange, it was like she's in Arkham for like literally like half an episode before he releases her.
Yeah, I mean, again, it would have been kind of funny if, like, Hugo Strange, he screws everyone else up when he goes in there, and they come out. In the case of Barbara, like, instead of being, the demonic monster, she's actually fixed.
That would be fun. That would
See,
be
that,
fun.
again, it's kind of, they missed the opportunity with Strange, so now we're in a mixed territory. We're just gleaning what we can glean from it now. It's like, okay, well, it's a way to go. She's making some progress. She's hopefully, again, the best same solution as before. If she never comes back, we can live with it.
Right.
I can live with this if she never comes back. But we know that's not the case because Aaron Rickards has to be paid. So,
Oh God.
let's see. So then Jim has a good line. Look, if you want to be a better person, it's your choice. I can't be that for you. You tried to kill Lee. I can't forgive that. I won't. Great line from Ben McKenzie. Really well delivered. And he's excellent in the scene. So Bruce calls. He leaves. Bruce calls. It's an emergency. He leaves, and Babs is alone, as she should be. Babs, just take the next bus out, and, think of that monster Victor's ass. Never come back.
Oh God. That monster's ass.
You just take your muffin and leave. Go on.
Oh God.
Just take some of HHM's free Danishes and get out.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's see. So Jim's at the GCPD. Bullock's just Alfred stopped getting arrested. I like this pairing, Bruce and Barnes. You don't really see that pairing a lot. I don't know why. It sounds
That's true.
It's kind of cool. And Barnes again. I kind of like this dynamic. Barnes he's cutting the brake on Bruce because he's walking the straight and narrow. It says you're free to go before you're free. Go before I change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that Bruce Wayne kid, he's a good kid. I gotta scare him straight though. I don't know. It's good.
I hear you.
It's Barnes and Bruce. You don't really see that combination. Anyway, so it's mentioned that Karen is being transported to Blackgate, which I do think is kind of an injustice. But then again, Barnes wouldn't cut her any slack because she didn't murder someone. But again, unfortunately, Barnes just really isn't good on picking up the subtleties. Like, there might be some reasonable doubt here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they were men that just randomly showed up with guns.
I think they are trying to play that as like a genuine kind of character flaw on Barnes's part, and not a flaw in the writing. But I don't think it comes across that well.
Maybe. The point is she's being transported to Blackgate, and I like this though. We go to a diner. I'm assuming Bruce and Alfred paid for this meal, by the way.
Oh, I would hope so.
Do you think they had something to eat while they were here, or do you think they were just going here for a conversation?
Oh, I would like to think, maybe they had some pie, and then James Franco.
They went through an ordeal, and Bruce didn't eat anything early in the morning. I would like to think
that's true. That's true.
Remember, even Lucius Fox got to eat during their
let me say my James Franco joke. And then James Franco was in the background, and he's like, "Oh, is the pie so good, guys?" Anyways, I'm sorry, I had to get it out of my system. Anyways.
It's like the ultimate nervous tick. You have to mention Franco pie. I'm not faulting for that. I'm just saying that. Just pointed out Franco pie.
It's like anytime there's a diner, I need to reference the pie. I need to. Anyway.
So Fran comes by and asks Mike what he wants, and right in the kind of Lydia style, right behind him is James Franco saying, "Hey, Ermintrout, try the pie."
Oh, God. You broke me.
And then we just
broke me.
Then we just pan over to Mike, and then Mike says, "Hey, Fran, hey, Fran. Actually, on second thought, I'm going to have some pie."
Oh God!
It's just Frank. We pan back to Frank, looking over
I'm
his shoulders.
I'm literally going to give myself a heart attack from laughing. That is just the best mental image.
Give me, and then looks over his shoulder, and you see Frank giving him a thumbs up with the biggest smile on his face. Okay, so in the diner, they inform Jim about Pinewood, that she can ID the man named the Philosopher, who's behind Pinewood. Now, I'll save it for later. So let's see. So we have Jim says he needs Lucius to put together a file on past Wayne Enterprise employees so they can kind of show it to her and can pick out who the Philosopher is out of the old Wayne Enterprise employees. Mm-hmm. Then Alfred makes the very valid point. Well, if she's alive, she's going to Blackgate. She could either be dead in prison or be dead and killed on the way as a precaution because people want her dead. Mm-hmm. Which leads over. That's why we're going to break her out. Mm-hmm. How much money can you get me in this within the hour? How much do you need? That's a cool bitch. You think we need money. How much? How much you need? So, Strange is examining patient 44. Meanwhile, says, "Oh, Miss Peabody, we're close. We're close." He's informed about Karen Jennings. Yes, Karen Jennings is still about. She's being transported to Blackgate. Suggest Strange. Oh, I'm sorry. Take it themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he says, "Well, she cannot talk," and then this would be a perfect opportunity to try out the Sub-Zero suit on our friend. I'm sorry, I don't know what patient number Freeze is, but
Well, it's not a patient number. Just like, let's try our Sub-Zero guest.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
he's
so
very angry.
I am very like. What do
Well,
you think about?
wait a minute. There's the
What?
best. You're missing the best Hugo Strange line.
I'm sorry. What?
In this episode, the best Hugo Strange line is she says, "He's. You should know he's very angry." And then we have Hugo Strange saying, "I know."
All right. So, what do you think about Freeze and the metal music? Because I honestly didn't really like it.
I did not like the metal music. No.
Yeah, I'm like, really? You're going this direction? You're making him into like a fucking angsty teenager?
Well,
really?
look. Here's the music. I didn't like it, but direction. I'm Freeze is like the other villain. I've been hinting at that. I'm a little worried going forward. Again, I think there's some potential there. Again, you don't want to tip your hat too much on Freeze because, again, Freeze is one of the most powerful Batman interaction stories. So you want to tread that one
Exactly.
Because if you blow your wad on that one, then you're definitely in some trouble. Again, that's going to be a big reinvention of kind of Batman interacting with Mr. Freeze. But here, the idea of like Victor Freeze, he's lost his humanity. Again, the idea of Freeze and the direction I think they're going, and I hope, and this is still consistent with so far, is that Freeze will be losing his humanity gradually. Right now, he's in a period of just being really angry over what happened and angry over not. He's angry. He's moved past what happened, but he's just still filled with anger over. He's probably blaming himself on some level. And I think gradually he'll become more cold and more callous to what happened, and he'll just be doing more horrible things that just kind of made him completely numb to it until he has a chance of revenge on Strange, perhaps.
I can see that.
I mean, basically, I think he'll get to a point where he's just going to take revenge on everyone because it's the only thing that makes sense to him. I'm saying that's in like the distant Batman ship we'll never see, bear in mind.
Right.
But you know what I mean. I'm saying eventually we might get more on that later, I guess. Point is, Freeze is frustrated of being cooped up at the moment. That's what he's really frustrated at.
Well, Victor, how do you feel about a field trip?
They like Strange in a parka, by the way.
Yes.
So this is a cool sequence. So Karen's being transported. Karen's transport to Black is interrupted by a bag of money in the street.
Just a big old, like, stereotypical duffel bag full of money.
And again, we're going to...
Might as well just slap a giant dollar sign on it.
Again, we're going back to dark 60s Batman
Sure.
here. Big old bag of money in the street, but again, we have corrupt guards here. So again, these aren't GCPD officers, not the corruption's out of the norm for the GCPD, but here it's just the guards at Black, as we saw in the prison episode, are very corrupt.
Uh-huh.
Except for that one guy that should have been Aaron Cash. Except for that one. Imagine how how weird it would have been if this guy was Aaron Cash.
Oh God. That would have been funny.
Because he wants Cash, and his name is Cash.
Oh God.
Well, no, thankfully they did not do that because that would not have been so good. Anyway, so find a bag of money in the street. It's a distraction for our ski mask. They had a fully ski mask in this case, not just named ski cap, as I was struggling finding the words for last episode. So ski masked are heroes here, which again, big old year one reference there.
Of course.
It's Bruce Wayne wearing a ski mask. He's that much closer.
Right.
But anyway, so we see Gordon pulls down the ski mask, which again, Gordon fan service for me. It's such a cool little scheme here. Jim KO's he knocks out one of the guards in the back holding Karen at gunpoint. And then he holds the gun on the corrupt one. This feels like a classic Jim Gordon thing again, being anti-corruption. He holds the gun to him and he says, "Well, I'm giving you," basically saying it's such a perverse. It's a reverse on the Jim Gordon corruption thing. That's what I mean. Sorry.
Sure.
Is that he's holding the gun on him and saying, "I'm giving you. You have one chance." He's holding you at gunpoint. One chance. Take the money. Toss the gun. Tell your supervisor you were disarmed, or be a hero with nothing to show for it but a massive headache. We then have Alfred with a gun drawn, and Bruce right next to him. And you're right, Bruce probably should. People are right. Bruce probably should be right next to him during this, but you know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's probably one of those, like, we get a joke about Bruce not staying in the car later on. So I think Bruce probably just insisted on being there. That's how I read it.
I just mainly like is the idea of Bruce Wayne with the ski mask again. He's getting close. That's all I can really glean from. But it's like the three.
To be fair, I'm willing to bet that that's like 99% of the reason why he's there writing wise is because Batman Year One.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, what it is also, it's just kind of like our unit of these three characters working together on a caper. It's like so cool. Gordon, Alfred, and Batman. That's awesome. Anyway, so the guy goes for it. He takes the gash. I like this though. It's such a happy. Again, Gordon's so many happy sentiments this episode. Just say, enjoy your money, and they drive away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the plan is to get Karen, the unmask. He says, Bruce, what's going on here? We're gonna get you out of town. We're gonna get you to the manor. We have a car, cash, passports, all that ready for you. I made you a promise.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I love this Bruce Wayne kind of doing everything he can to help someone. That's really nice. And he kept the promise to her. And also the philosopher. We have a guy called the Philosopher. Oh yeah, I've heard that name. Yeah, so the nickname because they played. There was some sort of game they played. There's some setup. It's revealed that Thomas Wayne. It's revealed in this that Thomas Wayne was a. So you're just like your father. You know that, Bruce. He's basically he was a kind man, and it's revealed that he kept up with her. Like kind of very fatherly. He showed up there like on a weekly basis. He brought her gifts and stuff, music boxes. He was really nice to her. He kept up with the people whose lives been ruined. And she said, I didn't want you to see him any differently. He was the man in charge. I mean, the man. He's saying that he started the program with good intentions, but the man in charge, the philosopher, took advantage of his idea and turned something horrible.
That kind of reminds me of BlueDragonFive.
What?
The new movie, The Founder, that's coming out, where McDonald's is like, oh, just wholesome family food, and then Michael Keaton is just like, franchise it, franchise.
From one Batman to another. Anyway.
Seriously, I'm obsessed with that trailer. I can't wait for that movie. But anyways.
Looking forward to it, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anyway, so we then get this great line where she says, that was his burden. His burden doesn't have to be yours. And then just Bruce saying, again, great Batman. Again, we're getting some great Batman lines out of context. And here it still works. Here it's still fine. Just him saying, it's who I am.
Yeah, that's a good line. That's decent.
It's not my burden. It's who I am. So then we're stopped here by a freeze attack.
Oh yeah.
So first of all, I love we get a little Jerome cameo here. We got more Joker kind of spray paint on the side there.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Looked really cool, like a big pair of eyes and a giant Joker smile on the side of the building.
Nice.
Looks really cool. So basically, Freeze wants the girl, and again, what do you think of the Freeze suit?
I think it's fine, except for the fact that his face isn't covered, as far as I can tell.
Well, again, they're still going for a progression. I think as yet another proto Mr. Freeze suit, I kind of like it. I
just don't get the logic of his face not being covered. I don't get how that would work. Like, I get that the rest of his body is being freezed, but you would think that his face not being covered would be an issue.
Well, they're going for it's shooting out the cold air inside the thing. I guess I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's personally he doesn't want to be confined like that, but he'll eventually get to a point where he logically needs to be confined. Just, again, losing more humanity, losing more personal touches. I would like it to go that way. I don't know if it is.
No, I'm not saying it's not an issue of humanity. It's an issue of practicality, though.
Yeah, remember, at this point, it doesn't seem like he's really thinking practical. He's not thinking like cold logic. Again, less humanity, more kind of like cold logic. I'm not
thinking logic, dude. I'm just fucking simply thinking he can't exist outside of cold temperatures and his face is exposed. That's literally all I'm saying.
No, I think the way the suit works, the way it's shot is like there's this blue light inside the suit. It's like saying it's like pumping up all this cold air. I don't know. Plus, he might be injecting into his body. I don't know. I
have a hard time buying it. I'm not saying the suit itself looks bad. I just say from a practicality point of view. Anyway,
all I'm saying is that you might be absolutely right. I'm saying the first time this is the first time we've ever seen a Mr. Freeze suit like this with like no helmet. So I'm thinking I'm kind of thinking it's kind of a cool look. Maybe there is a chance of that thing maybe working.
I'd like to see the technology actually explained, though. Just very briefly, at the very least.
Point is, I'm giving it some benefit of the doubt. Saying, you know what, I've never seen a suit like this. Maybe there's some way it could work.
All right, fair enough. I can respect that.
Anyway, so maybe it's like a cold vest. Maybe it's like a cold vest underneath that's doing most of the work. I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. So Jim and Alfred open fire. He wants the girl. They're keeping her side. Keeping Bruce aside there. She begs Bruce to run away and just let her surrender herself. And then, oh my goodness, again, I like this. Remember, this girl is older than Bruce, but it's like she plays it so well. I think acting wise, this actress did a really good job.
I do. Yeah.
The way she sells this last line is really excellent to me. It's just her saying, I'm so glad I met you. Your dad would have been so proud of who you turned into.
Mm-hmm.
Really good line, really good final words. She runs out there, and Bruce is like saying, no, don't do that. Freeze, does his namesake, freezes her and shatters her. And then we have Bruce, no! And then,
no, actually, Bruce's no is muted as far as I can tell. He has a scream, but the scream's muted, which I thought was a cool trick.
We hear a bit of a no afterwards, but the initial scream is muted. You're right, which is cool. Right. It's like, it's so awestruck. I always wish it was completely muted, honestly.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Point is, like, Freeze throws one of the really awesome grenades. It goes off, and he and Gordon and everyone they evade it, like ducking behind the thing. Also, we glazed over, but I love the bit where Gordon realizes it's you. They recognize
right.
Okay. Meanwhile, we'll cameo from one of our favorites.
It is basically a cameo, but I love it though. I got you that saltwater taffy. I love that Blue Dragon. Yes. I fucking love that.
But he shows up for a bit and he owns it. It's Butch Gilzane. He returns with saltwater taffy. Forget Batman Returns. We're talking Butch Returns.
Oh, God. And you know what? I'm also warming up to Tabitha. I really am.
So far so good.
She hasn't done anything to outright offend me yet. Yeah. There's definitely some offensive moments in her early episodes, but I think she's gradually gotten more watchable. Anyways.
Let's see. So, Barbara's asleep in Tabitha's lap, and we have a hilarious line from Butch. It's like, wait, I thought she was in Arkham, coma. Again, that's a fourth wall line if I've ever heard one saying, yeah, she was completely out of the game. That was a lazy way of writing her off.
Basically, yeah.
She's come home. And then Butch just sells it with this last line here. Huh.
I genuinely hope this doesn't drag Gilzeem into the ground at all. That's the one thing I'm worried about. I really hope this doesn't adversely affect Gilzeem just by nature being guilty by association.
It's gonna be the saddest thing ever if this show ever kills off Gilzeem.
Oh, don't even think of it. Oh God, that'd be like fucking Steven Universe killing off Greg Universe. Anyways,
just imagine Butch just driving a van and wearing these sunglasses that make extensions.
All right.
Oh, hi, Oswald. How's it going?
Oh God. How's it going, Oswald?
Okay, anyway, so
I made lemonade. I'm sorry, I don't know why. It's just the idea of Greg Universe making lemonade randomly popped into my head. Anyways.
Hey, Tabitha, I brought you saltwater taffy.
All right. Anyways.
And then Tabitha randomly becomes Pearl, saying, "Oh well, Butch, that's great. I'll just leave it on the table there."
Okay, so Bruce is kind of sulking over Karen. They've got the ballerina music box.
By the way, I like the rain going on here. It's really nice, dark and rainy atmosphere. Believe it or not, it's a rarity in live action for Batman, that being dark and rainy. Seriously, it's like on the movies, we've only gotten two occurrences when it's been dark and rainy in Batman ever.
So he's kind of contemplating, now she's dead because of me, and then Alfred's like, not because of you, Master Bruce.
Because of what you're pursuing.
Yeah. Is there a difference? Yes, and if you can't make peace with that, then you're not ready. There will be others.
Yes, there will be others, Master.
Which I like. I really like that sentiment.
Now, here, this scene, I think we're starting to get lines that are working only out of context. Like, there will be others, Master Bruce. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying this scene, that one works, so I think the next one's where it starts to trail off.
Okay.
So let's see. So Bruce knows, and this is a good bit where we have an excellent line here. So Bruce knows that Jim's at risk. That Barnes is going to find out what he's done. He's going to be in big trouble, and Jim knows this. And again, I'm really questioning. Why do they keep jerking us around Jim being at the GCPD? It's like
I know, I totally agree.
My days of that. I know my days of the GCPD are probably over. Why? Why do you keep? He got out of prison. He got like a miracle re-extension of the job.
I am sure by the season 3 premiere at the very latest, he'll be back at the GCPD.
Like, come on! It's he was an Arkham guard, then he was back, then he was fired by Loeb, and then he was
in Blackgate.
Then he was back almost. Come on!
All right.
Seriously, I hate it when they jerk us around on Gordon. Why can't he just be
But in all fairness, I do like the line. Like you said, he's like, Gordon's like, you're not the only one who made a promise.
Now that line is Bruce Wayne's sincerely asking, well, why? I'm sorry, you said it better than I said. Why? Just not only. I'm not the only one who made a promise. Excellent line.
So Lucius lets himself in. He was compiling files, and he ran a cross-reference on Pinewood and the Philosopher, and shows a photo with a list of team nicknames. I think this is like a college photo, if I'm not mistaken.
It's one second. I think I know the answer to that one, but before that, I want to mention something. It's kind of dawned on me right now. I just want to bring it up while I thought of it. I'm kind of thinking with all the promise talk in this episode, it's kind of dawning on me. Oh my God, the promise that Gordon made way back in season 1, the whole all kind of parents killer thing was just a promise. But you know what? I think they're kind of going with that. It's like it's kind of the promise of Batman. The famous thing of Batman is that he promises he makes the vow on his parents' grave. He vows to fight criminals.
Sure.
I think that's the promise they're going for. I don't know why I never thought of that.
I think you're onto something.
I was saying, it's a point. I think it's an excellent line out of context too. Because I'm not the only one who made a promise. When you factor in the whole I made a promise once sort of thing. Anyway, sorry, just moving on. That is not. I don't believe it's college. I believe it's just the Wayne Enterprises kind of fun team thing they had going on. They play cricket. It's a cricket team.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's not golf, so it's no tea time in there. So Howard Hamlin secretly before he played golf.
Patrick Fabian is just in the corner, just giving a photo bomb, just holding up a teacup.
I'm gonna throw this at you, and you're gonna probably want to work this into something. Can you see Patrick Fabian as Harvey Dent?
I actually have a casting idea in my head for Harvey Dent that I think you'll really like, but I'll get to that when we get to our pitch.
It's not Patrick Fabian, is it?
No, it's not Patrick Fabian.
But seriously, could you see him as Harvey Dent?
I could see him as Harvey Dent, but I think you're going to really like my casting. God damn it. You want me to just tell you right now?
Don't tell me now. Don't.
All right.
I'm just saying, I'm kind of seeing, Fabian could be an excellent kind of, maybe Dark Knight Returns Harvey Dent, actually.
I could see that. All right, I'll give you like a hint.
Don't give me a hint. I told you, don't tell me about it.
No. My hint is that my Harvey Dent is an African American actor, just because I want to make up the whole Billy D. Williams thing.
Okay,
so that's your only hint.
But it's not Billy D. Williams.
No, it's not Billy D. Williams.
Just answer me one thing. Is it Ernie Hudson?
No, think younger.
Okay, we're good. I won't guess anymore. That's fine.
All right. Anyways.
Anyway, so it's a photo of the cricket team, and they have their nicknames worked in there, and it's revealed that Thomas Wayne has his arm wrapped around one of his buddies here, one of his cricket buddies, and it's the Philosopher, and the Philosopher is, big surprise, Hugo Strange.
Yeah, I know, right? I totally called this from the second I heard the name, the Philosopher. It's not a big reveal.
And look, I'm not going, again, I won't give any details out here. I don't want to talk about this again. I'm just saying that, let's say, again, in Daredevil, they do a similar thing where there's a name kind of like this, only, again, this name's similar to that. It's like, I don't believe it's actually referencing any character in particular. It's kind of a made-up name. It's a made-up pseudonym.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, with the Philosopher, when we heard this in the promo, I was thinking, man, who could the Philosopher be? He's like a new guy. They're doing kind of the, they're doing that kind of thing, but if it's someone we've known before, I mean, if Hugo Strange fits the mold of that best, I mean,
yeah.
Like in the minute, you kind of put the pieces together through the episode of like, wait a minute, we hear it again. had some really awesome
No,
Hugo
it's a guy called the Philosopher who runs a facility where he experiments on people and does fucked up body horror stuff to them. That sounds like Hugo Strange to me.
I think the obvious thing is, like, we have some actor B.D. Wong's calibers delivering such great philosophical statements, just such great kind of these great statements. And that's probably how he got the nickname, the Philosopher.
Exactly,
This guy sounds so cool. We got to call him the Philosopher.
Now, BlueDragonFive, I have to point out, this is honestly one of my favorite moments of Bruce Wayne in this whole show. Honestly.
Okay, take us through it.
So I love just as soon as he finds out that the Philosopher was a friend of his father's, he's just like, oh shit, I'm sorry. A friend. Someone he trusted. And then I'm sorry, this just gives me chills. As soon as he says, that's not fair, I'm like, oh.
Then he says,
that's not right. I'm like, yeah, I love that moment, BlueDragonFive. I don't know how you feel about it, but I really, really thought, like, just the conviction on the young actor's voice is just, I kind of got chills with the whole "that's not fair" thing.
Here's what I'm saying.
He's full of conviction. Anyways,
I'm agreeing with you to a large majority of that. I'm saying the line, the delivery, all of that is fantastic. You're right. Again, the way the actor portrays that's not fair. That's not right. Fantastic. That's the drive of Batman I love so much. The kid acted the crap out of that in a fantastic way. I'm saying in context, though, it doesn't really work that well.
I think it works. Why doesn't it work?
I'm saying it doesn't work because it was someone he trusted. That's not fair. That's not right. Again, it's kind of the obvious
thing. It's not fair, and it's not right. I agree with him.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not right. It's just it's kind of it's like too good a line for that coincidence. Like, oh wait a minute. So it's Hugo Strange. So just he trusted this man, and it's not fair. It's not right. I don't know. The gravitas seems off because it's kind of like an offhand line the girl has.
Okay.
That Karen has when she says, she brings up towards the end of the episode. Oh yes, the man, someone that your father knew. Turn the program into something bad. So that's really where that line's energy is coming from. It's kind of like it's a little squeezed in there last minute. It's like he barely knows anything about this guy, and he's saying someone he trusted. That's a huge deal. Says,
all right. I see where you're coming from.
But again, out of context, though, you take it any other Batman circumstance. This line and this delivery is amazing.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so we're back to Hugo. He's like, oh, Karen, what a shame. You held such promise.
And this is where the episode kind of goes off the rails.
More than a little bit. Yes, more than a little bit. Oh, God.
Oh, boy. So there's news of, Jim Gordon is
I have a feeling that this is going to be our Peter Petrelli arc of the season.
Unfortunately, maybe. You're right. There's news that Jim was spotted with Bruce Wayne, that they're working together, for Victor Freeze's first encounter there. Life's about to get very interesting. Patient 44, he's awakened. Professor Strange, he awakens early, which he's not supposed to be awake for hours. What's going on? So 44 awakens violently and skillfully, beating the orderlies. And we did it, Miss Peabody. We did it.
I love BD. I think that the situation is very cheesy, but BD Wong's delivery, as always, is very on point. We brought someone back. We actually did it.
Yes. I will call him the Indominus Rex.
Oh, God.
Anyway, all right. So we hear a familiar voice. It's not huge. We know who this was, but I'm just saying they kind of play like a reveal, and it's like Patient 44. But so what now, sister?
First, I was kind of hoping it was Jerome, but as soon as I heard the voice,
oh come on, how did you not know? You know it's not Jerome.
I was hoping. Okay,
come on. We know it's not Jerome. Come on.
All right.
Don't candy. You thought it was Jerome.
Well, I didn't say I thought it was Jerome. I said I hoped it was Jerome.
Well, we all hoped it was Jerome. We knew it wasn't going to be Jerome, though.
Anyways.
They're probably saving him for like the last episode or for next season.
Oh.
Oddly enough, the same exact position we were in last season when we were thinking
exactly.
Anvil and the Hammer. We were thinking, oh my god, that sounds so much like. Anyway, let's see. What now,
Heathen
sister?
dogs. What now, sister?
Holy
Oh, the
city.
holy city.
Don't leave.
And at this point, it's just he's just speaking nonsense.
There is an explanation for
He's
it.
just
It's
fucking
not
speaking nonsense at this point. I'm sorry. What's the explanation?
The promo. Well, we'll get into it with the promo. They reveal what the reason is in the promo. That's not a bad explanation. It's just, it points
Azrael. Azrael.
So Peabody hesitates on gassing him thanks to Hugo Strange, and then we hear Galavan snap a man's neck, kills an orderly, and then he says the line that I'm sure Steve Baxi is like crying an actual Darth Vader no at, because he loves Azrael, by the way. I've had the pleasure of talking with Steve Baxi. I know his love of Azrael firsthand. Nice. This Azrael.
I just think that's like the cheesiest way to go out.
And again, the big thing for Azrael fans, let me make this clear. I am not an Azrael fan, okay? Another person I don't like. He's too religious for my taste. I don't like the guy.
Okay, now I'm just gonna, I assume that Azrael in the comics is not Theo Galavan, right? I'm correct to make that assumption?
No, he's not. He's not Theo Galavan. But I mean, the name of his family, that's the only connection. The Order of St. Dumas. That's the name.
Dumas, okay.
It's a group. Azrael is part of a group called the Order of St. Dumas. He's the Batman of that group. They send him out to do stuff.
Okay. Anyway. All right, so no, there was like a 3-minute trailer for this thing.
Yes.
Did you watch that?
Yes, I did. I don't know if they're saying this is going to be a few episodes or all.
I know, I was confused about that.
No, look, now all the 3 minutes of that, a lot of that is like they're building up the moment. So
at least half of it. At least half of it.
Yeah, at least half of it is the past footage. But they do have some explanations, and we get a bit of face. So here's what we see in the promos to boil it down to the key points here to speculate on. We see Jim and Strange having this moment. I'm really jazzed out of my mind about because this has been building since he found out that Gordon killed Galavan. It's Jim and Strange having a sit down. And Strange has this fantastic line as Gordon's just trying to kind of interrogating. You sit in that chair because I'll allow it. Why are you here? Oh my God, B.D. Wong, fantastic actor. We see Bruce learns of Galavan's death at Gordon's hands, and this is giving me hope that they're really finally tying it back together, of the Gordon repenting his actions here of killing Galavan. No, he's been through a lot, and they've gotten that, and now they're kind of making it relevant character-wise here. So now it's.
I still think there was no good reason for Jim to pull the trigger and not Penguin. I'm still bothered by that.
Well, I'm saying here it seems to be. I think
Penguin would have just pulled the trigger, then there was no way that they actually could have implemented.
Well, Penguin wouldn't have pulled the trigger. Penguin would have just beat him to death.
Okay, well, if Penguin fucking beats him to death, what's the difference?
It's.
anyways.
Yeah. Well,
look, I just think it's kind of a thin thing to hang such a prominent plot on. It's just like I said, it's like if Jim just steps aside, it's like, yeah, just do whatever the hell you want with him. Then all this business about Jim killing Galavan would just be a moot point. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, so Jim, point is this bit might maybe sell us more on that idea, perhaps, because it seems really good in the promo. I don't know. It's Jim warning Bruce of the dangers of crossing the line, and kind of become that evil you're fighting against. Again, it sounds really neat the way it is in the promo. It might sell us more on that idea. Again, it's like Jim's humanity stopped him from just letting him be beaten to death. That was the idea. I don't know. You're right. It's on shaky territory.
It still bothers with it still very much, especially just given how much hot water Jim's gotten in for it. It's just like, anyways.
Let's see. So let's see. We have so here's the explanation for why we have Azrael. Azrael. And again, James Franco. I love the guy, but that's not his crowning.
No, it's really not.
Yeah, it's not his. That's how he lost his voice for Agent Carter. See, that's how he lost his voice. So, The idea is the shock of the. It's kind of like the Red Hood kind of Lazarus Pit effect. That's the idea of the shock of rebirth kind of drove him, as they say, and they're hinting at this mad as a hatter.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm not saying they're. I really hope they're not going in the direction of he's becoming these iconic Batman villains. Because
Oh god! Fuck that noise! Oh god,
that'd be horrible.
Would be awful.
The point is, they're using the term "mad as a hatter." So the main point is the shock of
just no.
Now, to be fair, I mean, we're assuming it's all about Galvin. There maybe more people being brought back, and one of them could be Jervis Tetch. I don't know. But again, I'm not. That's not my A suggestion though. So I'm not hoping they're going that way. Point is, the idea that they're saying, the point is being reborn, being brought back from the dead drove him insane, which is why he's going to Azrael. Azrael basically now he's like the full kind of zealot religious nutjob that he is in the comics.
But that makes whatever.
No, I'm saying
that's my response to that. Just whatever.
Well, I'm saying you look at whenever Ra's al Ghul or anyone under the Lazarus Pit comes back from the dead, there is a shock. It wears off though. That's the main thing though. Like Jason Todd is the question of was he always that way or did the Lazarus Pit drive him insane? So there is going to be a shock. There is going to be an actual physical shock of coming back from the dead. So that's an actual thing, Tiki. So don't discount that. The question is how long it lasts and if he. And plus,
I'm not discounting the shock. I'm discounting like it turns you into a religious nut job.
Well, no. Let me finish. So,
okay.
We also see Hugo Strange brainwash him in the present. Hugo Strange is tinkering with his mind too. So, he starts off as like the Order of Saint Dumas's religious preachings are in his mind. That's why he's like that when he comes out of it. So, Strange is cultivating that into Azrael, the redeemed one. So take that with a grain of salt, Azrael fans. I'm sorry, I really am. I'm sorry. I feel really bad for Azrael fans because I know this isn't him, but I'm not. I can't speak to it. We see Amygdala is in peril now. That I'm very concerned of because I don't want Amygdala to die. But we have a hilarious bit there. He's just panicking and he gets hit with the metal case. Maybe open the case, Azrael. Pretty funny though. So he goes for the sword and the iconic sword and costume, which I gotta tell you though, the costume does look really cool.
It does. I won't deny you that.
Costume looks cool, and he's targeting Jim Gordon and Bruce Wayne. So that's the big thing that gleaned from that. So that's what we're dealing with next, folks.
Okay. Any spec when it comes to that? I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure that this Azrael thing is going to last at least 2 episodes.
That's fair.
Are we going to see Silver St. Cloud at all? Because I was wondering. I hope they're just kind of writing her out.
Honestly, I'm convinced. I'll tell you, because some of the stuff they've announced, I'm convinced they ran out of time. They have to delete some stuff because there was going to be a whole. I don't know though because
wasn't there going to be a story arc where she's being mentored by someone or something?
Yeah,
like that?
And here's the thing: Selena is on her own, so you're wondering, are they going to try to squeeze?
Oh God!
What are they going to do?
Oh no! Don't dilute Selena with Silver St. Cloud.
No, not. I'm talking about being mentored by Tabitha.
Oh, okay.
I remember there was that whole thing of like Tabitha teaching her how to use the whip that they kind of announced way back when, but I don't know if they're going to squeeze that into these last couple episodes or not. Silver St. Cloud is just like yet another cog in the machine. I hope they just look. She might have a good chance of just being out completely, but I'm still wondering about the Selena Tabitha thing. Though. That's what I'm wondering.
Okay, so we do have a couple episode titles. We have, obviously, next episode is Azrael! Episode 2 is Unleashed, which I assume has to
episode 22.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not episode 2, but what are the numbers, Steve? What are the numbers? So that's 19. Azrael's 19, right?
Yeah, 19. Unleashed is 20. I'm assuming Unleashed
is the Return of the Penguin.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
All we know is Penguin's coming back and Unleashed, so I don't know what else is attached. That might it sounds really Azrael heavy, so you might be right.
And then episode 21 is actually, I really like this title. It's A Legion of Horribles. Which that's gonna be Jerome coming back. I have to imagine that's Hugo Strange basically like resurrecting fucking everyone.
I remember Jada Pinkett Smith coming back.
Right.
They're coming back.
So we still don't have a title on the finale yet.
I gotta tell you though, if people are coming back unhinged, you gotta imagine. Okay, Gallivan coming back and eventually kind of little things in his mind. Again, he's got Order of St. Dumas programmed into his brain somehow. But think about it, though. Jerome coming back, but crazier.
And also, the thought just occurred to me, are we finally going to get to see Fish Mooney kill someone with her bare hands and her teeth? Is that finally going to come to fruition?
I really hope it's not Butch. I mean, I hope she still has some love for Butch coming back.
I'm sure she has love for Butch. I'm sure she still has some love for
Butch. But hey, I'm thinking about it. She might kill Tabitha.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that.
Well, no, Tabitha. I mean, it's only wrong. I mean, so far she's not hurting anyone, but
she's fine. But she's not a character that if the show killed her off, I'd be like, no, not Tabitha.
I would love this though. I love Tabitha use Barbara as a shield, though.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Use her as a shield.
One other question I have for you, and that's all I have for Spec is. I hate to even suggest this, but do we think that Hugo Strange is going to survive the season?
Yeah. Wait. Well,
I'm worried though. I'm worried because.
While you bring it up, I want to mention this before I forgot about it completely.
Okay.
Thank you for mentioning Strange. A big thing people always wanted with having the opportunity of having a young Bruce Wayne like this would be tying in Hugo Strange's obsession with him from an early age, and now we have that crossover. That was the positive thing to glean from the whole philosophy thing we forgot to mention. Is that that is really cool, tying Hugo Strange, one of the original Batman villains, into Bruce Wayne's origin. In some way, if you're going to have someone be responsible for the death of Bruce Wayne's parents, I mean that's a good one to have. He's a
good
villain, good resonance. I mean, going to put top of the food chain, he has really good reason. I mean, I'm liking the reasoning for the Wayne death. If you are going to have a whole conspiracy against the Waynes, this isn't actually a bad idea. This really works. It could work. And anyway, so that unfortunately does kind of spells doom for Strange, but I really hope he doesn't die.
I really hope not. Yeah, I mean,
closure-wise, that spells doom for Strange. But then again, if Bruce Wayne has the opportunity, we know he's not going to kill him, so that would mean he could live.
Right.
So again, it depends if it's going to be remember, many people there. Penguin wants Strange dead.
That's true.
Penguin wants Strange dead. Gordon, we don't know what Gordon's going to do because again he shot the last guy. And again, I wonder. Let me ask you this: do you think it's going to redeem Gordon if he comes? I think Barnes is going to completely forgive him. Well, I know you didn't kill Gallivan. He's alive.
Oh God, that's a good point that I didn't even think about.
You think he's going to be like redeem him? Well, you did kill him, but now he's back. So you know what? We're cool. You think it's going to be like Barnes shoots him in the head? Like, hey, Barnes, you killed Gallivan too.
I would actually be down for that. That would actually be really good.
Welcome to the Gallivan Killers Club. Remember.
Okay. I think we need to wrap this up though, unless you have any spec.
No, not really any specs. Okay. I hope Strange survives.
All right. So final thoughts.
I don't like this as much as the previous one.
No, I think that's the fairest.
I think there are a few good moments in this. Don't get me wrong. I like. Again, I love the kind of the heist of saving Karen, the little kind of convoy plot. I like. Again, I like stuff relating to the lady. Again, Barbara, I'm iffy on. I'm just going to write her out completely. So put her to the side. Barbara, just stay out of my way. I love the fan servicey Jim Gordon moments, and again, Gordon I think throughout this episode is pretty on the money. Again, we get some hilarious Bullock moments, and again, Bruce's story with Karen Jennings is pretty good. Again, I just wish she was a little more monstery looking.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it wasn't terrible. But again, I had a lot of really wonky stuff, and I'm worrying about Azrael because I think it might be a step too far. I'm looking forward to the idea of kind of a masked character, kind of masked and caped character might feed into the Batman idea even more so.
Oh,
which isn't the worst thing in the world. But again, it had a lot of good moments. Just it had some good moments, but not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm very mixed on this episode. I want to say it's probably one of the weaker episodes of Season 2, but I do think overall Season 2 has been a lot more solid than Season 1. But
it has some logic issues when you really look at it, though.
It does. I'm just looking at the number of episodes that I've legitimately really enjoyed.
It's like the execution's a lot better than Season 1. The execution is excellent. Again, in the original that trilogy, the original kind of the Jerome arc. Mm-hmm. Most cinematic, excellent Gotham's ever been.
Totally. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some positive things to glean from this. I think you've pretty much pointed out most of them, but I don't know. I think we've kind of. Excuse me. I think we've kind of beat this into the ground. It's not the worst episode. I'm very hesitant about some things. I didn't really care for Mr. Freeze kind of just coming out like out of the blue like that. I mean, I get we have to have Mr. Freeze, but I didn't like the punk rock or the metal music for Mr. Freeze. I thought that was stupid. BD Wong is great. You know, Bruce is good. Bruce is really good this episode. I don't know, dude. This episode is so mixed for me. There's a lot of good moments, but there's also a lot of really, really bad moments. So I'm at a loss for words. Just take us out.
So remember, kids, no matter how dark and scary the world may be right now, Barbara, it's really scary. There will be light. There will be light, we hope.
Until next time, when we go exploring Gotham yet again. It's like trying to teach a halibut how to put on socks.